Hello, welcome to another episode of Heels Season 2 Episode 3 Review, Discord. In this video, we're diving into the latest episode of Heels Season 2, Episode 3, titled Discord. Get ready for an in-depth review and analysis of all the drama, conflicts, and twists that unfolded in this gripping installment. Police Car Light Spoiler Alert. Police Car Light, our breakdown will encompass a detailed recap of the episode, highlighting the moments that left us on the edge of our seats. From intense rivalries to emotional confrontations, Discord delivered the kind of tension that Heels fans have come to expect. This is your reminder that, emotionally speaking, Heels are one of the best things we have right now, in case you forgot or you're new around here. For a comprehensive recap of Heels Season 2, Episode 3, just click that link. For the purpose of this review, we're going to discuss two developments because they're worth a thorough dive. Even though more than the two we're going to discuss happened, they are so delicious that everything else is insignificant in comparison. The importance of a women's league and Crystal's ascent are priorities. Women's athletes and gender-based violence. There has been a lot of discussion recently regarding women in sports, and there is no better place to start than by looking at the disparity in physical strength between men and women in the world of professional wrestling. When Crystal Tyler took the belt for herself, the crowd was split. Some of them enjoyed the joke, while others saw it as a hoax. Crystal's size made it extremely improbable that a woman would win the belt fairly. She received her major break when she was added to the DWL since she was accepted so quickly, and supporting her has become a new favorite activity for Duffy. No matter how enjoyable it is in theory, reality will eventually collide with that ideal. Discord made a point to mention that due to the rise in violence against women, now is an ideal moment for a women's league. Are there any facts to back that up? That I can find? No. Data has always been biased because so many women don't report violence against them, but generally speaking, there are many laws and procedures in place to make reporting it less painful and ensure those who do it are held accountable. It is true, though, that social media and the proliferation of cameras and video allow us to learn much more about it at the time it occurs. Nowadays, it's far more difficult to avoid responsibility when someone is assaulted. And without a doubt, a news report about a lady being ragdolled would cause lasting damage to a wrestling league hoping to popularize the act of ragdolling women in the ring. A professional athlete abusing his significant other is not the same as what occurs in the made-up world of a professional wrestling ring. What many people think about these circumstances is put into words by Debbie's tirade about them. But you have to keep in mind that there are fans of professional wrestling who refuse to believe the storylines are scripted, too. In other words, we are not all alike, and it's better to err on the side of caution than add fuel to a raging fire. The last thing anyone wants is to be held accountable for activities over which they have no obligation. Crystal wants her opportunity to shine, and the DWL wants her to fly. Even if she easily defeats the big male opponent in the ring, doing so can convey the wrong impression to some individuals. Simply put, it is not worth the risk, especially given that there is a workable alternative and an additional chance for advancement. Women can succeed if men can. They can cohabit rather than compete with one another. Willie has a unique understanding of the industry, so there is little reason to disbelieve her if she believes she can build a successful women's league. On Heels, we haven't seen many other women in Crystal's shoes, so it will be interesting to watch what happens. Additionally, it dispels any unsavory claims that the series condones violence against women while also engaging in it in the DWL. You cannot escape yourself. The Spade men have recently faced difficulties. It has been difficult for Jack and Ace since Tom committed suicide and during the period that followed. Tom Spade committed suicide rather than confront his life's realities. Jack can't get rid of the idea that Spade men are meant for nothing more than the legacy Tom left behind because it left an irrevocable imprint on his boys. But since his death, things have given Jack and Ace the chance to grow, and with Discord, it seems like they've finally learned lessons that will solidify their relationship with one another and everyone else. They've had to go very far to find their way back to each other in a place of calm. Although they didn't have to sprint as far as Tom, they were still close behind. Ace threw it all away in order to discover who he really was, and what he discovered was that he was not deserving of whatever he desired and that he alone is responsible for where he is now. We talked about Ace's belief that he is owed a living in my Heels Season 2 Episode 2 review. It took Ace tumbling off a cliff and spitting in the faces of his rescuers for Ace to realize how much of a drop he has experienced in life. I'm not going to share them here, but when Jack and Ace reconnected and started talking about what they had learned about themselves and how much they wanted to be worthy brothers once more, they had some amazing discussions. Heels writers did a fantastic job of capturing what it's like to discover your own dirty secrets and what it's like to desire to start over from scratch. There was space for Jack and Ace to acknowledge their mistakes and impart the lessons they had discovered about themselves. Their exchange was sincere, intense, and unfiltered. They're going to need each other and everyone around them to make it. Jack has to stop cutting off his nose to spite his face. Charlie Gully offered a way to move past transgressions, and when Jack didn't accept, he decided to wave around his power legally. The DWL can't withstand a legal blow. They're barely holding it together. But this story is the equivalent of the little engine that could, and if they work together, they can climb mountains. If the rest of Heels Season 2 promises episodes as moving as this one, it will be well worth the journey no matter where it ends up. To survive, they will depend on one another and those around them. Jack needs to stop removing his nose to make his face look bad. When Jack rejected Charlie Gully's offer of forgiveness, he made the decision to abuse his legal authority. An adverse judicial ruling will destroy the DWL. They are merely managing to stay together. But if they cooperate, they can scale mountains, making this tale comparable to the little engine that could. No matter where Heels Season 2 goes, it will be well worth the journey if the remaining episodes are half as moving as this one.